Men over 60, are your mornings starting to feel heavier, weaker, and flatter than they used to? You might think it's just age catching up, or maybe your heart slowing down. But what if the real reason your blood isn't flowing the way it should is sitting right on your breakfast plate? For decades, countless men have started the day with the same safe foods, not realizing they could be quietly blocking circulation and draining morning vitality. In this video, I'll reveal the hidden breakfast habit that may be working against you, and what to do instead to protect your energy and confidence. Refined carbs, toast and cereal. Meet George, a 66-year-old retiree who thought he was doing everything right. Every morning for years, his routine was the same. A couple slices of toast or a bowl of cereal with milk. It was quick, easy, and it felt harmless, even healthy. But George kept noticing that by mid-morning his energy would crash. His legs felt heavy, his mornings felt flat, and that spark of vitality he once had was gone. What George didn't realize is that white bread and most cereals are made from refined carbohydrates. These foods are stripped of fiber and nutrients, leaving behind quick sugars that flood the bloodstream. At first, this spike feels like a burst of energy, but soon after, blood sugar crashes, leaving the body drained. Worse, the roller coaster of sugar and insulin creates inflammation inside the blood vessels. Here's the hidden danger. Research published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition shows that diets high in refined carbs reduce nitric oxide, the molecule that keeps blood vessels relaxed and open. Without enough nitric oxide, circulation slows, arteries stiffen, and blood has a harder time reaching your muscles and your pelvic region. George thought his weak mornings were just age. But the truth was that his breakfast was silently sabotaging his blood flow. When he swapped his white toast for whole grain bread and added leafy greens instead of sugary cereal, the difference was remarkable. Within weeks, he told me he felt steadier, more energized, and even noticed mornings were no longer flat. And here's the mini hook. The foods that seem comforting at breakfast aren't the only culprits. Another hidden choice, loaded with sugar and saturated fat, can clog circulation even faster. Sugary breakfasts and processed meats. George wasn't alone. Another patient, Harold, 68, believed he was fueling his mornings with classic protein. His breakfast often included sausage, bacon, or even a sweet pastry on the side. "It's what I've always eaten," he told me, "and it keeps me full." But the truth is, these choices were quietly clogging his circulation. Here's why. Sugary pastries like donuts, muffins, and sweet rolls deliver a heavy load of refined sugar and fat. That combination spikes blood sugar, creates inflammation, and leads to insulin resistance, all of which restrict blood vessel flexibility. Studies in circulation research show that high sugar diets impair endothelial function, the ability of arteries to expand and deliver blood efficiently. Processed meats aren't safer. Bacon, sausage, and ham are packed with sodium, nitrates, and saturated fats. Over time, these ingredients stiffen arteries, raise blood pressure, and damage nitric oxide pathways. A report in the Journal of Nutrition found that men who regularly ate processed meats had significantly higher risks of vascular problems compared to those who avoided them. Harold started noticing numbness in his legs, heavy mornings, and a drop in confidence. He assumed it was just aging. But when he replaced sausage with scrambled eggs cooked in olive oil and swapped pastries for a small bowl of Greek yogurt with berries, his mornings transformed. Within a month, he told me, "Doctor, I feel lighter. I wake up ready, not weighed down." The key lesson is this. Sugary foods and processed meats may feel comforting, but they silently thicken the blood, inflame arteries, and choke circulation. What seems like fuel in the morning can, in reality, block the very blood flow that supports strength and vitality. And here's the mini hook. The hidden dangers don't stop at what you put on your plate. Even so-called healthy drinks at breakfast can work against your circulation. And most men never realize it. Sugary morning drinks. One of the most surprising traps for men over 60 isn't on the plate. It's in the cup. Take Richard, 70, who began each morning with a tall glass of orange juice from the carton and a sweetened coffee. "It feels refreshing," he said. "It's fruit. It must be healthy." But his mornings told another story. He often felt sluggish, his legs heavy, and his energy faded before noon. Here's why. Fruit juices sold in cartons, even those labeled 100% juice, are packed with concentrated sugars and stripped of fiber. That sugar rush spikes blood glucose, leading to inflammation and oxidative stress that weaken blood vessel function. Research in the Journal of the American College of Cardiology has shown that frequent consumption of sugary drinks directly impairs vascular health and increases the risk of poor circulation. Coffee isn't the enemy, but loading it with sugar and cream can turn it into another circulation blocker. Too much sugar causes the same problems as pastries: stiffened arteries and lowered nitric oxide. And if you add flavored creamers high in saturated fat, the damage doubles. Then there's soda. Some men still reach for it in the morning. With caffeine, sugar, and chemicals combined, soda is one of the fastest ways to dehydrate the body and thicken the blood. Dehydration alone makes circulation sluggish, but pair it with sugar spikes and it becomes a serious morning setback. When Richard replaced his carton juice with water and a fresh orange and took his coffee black or with just a splash of milk, his mornings changed. Within 2 weeks, he felt steadier and noticed the return of energy he thought he had lost forever. The takeaway: morning drinks that seem harmless, juice, sweet coffee, soda, can silently inflame arteries, block circulation, and rob you of vitality. And here's the mini hook. Once you know what to avoid, the next step is even more important. Discovering the simple foods and drinks that actually restore circulation and protect your mornings. George with his toast, Harold with his sausage, and pastries, Richard with his carton juice. They all shared the same story. Each believed their morning routine was harmless, maybe even healthy. But what looked simple and comforting on the surface was silently working against them, blocking circulation and draining their vitality. The truth is, age itself isn't what robs men over 60 of energy and morning strength. It's the daily choices: refined carbs that strip nitric oxide, sugary and processed meats that inflame arteries, and drinks loaded with sugar that thicken the blood. These habits weaken circulation long before the years truly do. Here's the hope. None of these choices are permanent. You can swap them: whole grains instead of white bread, fresh fruit instead of boxed juice, protein from eggs or yogurt instead of bacon and sausage. These simple shifts protect your arteries, keep nitric oxide flowing, and restore the energy and confidence you thought were gone for good. The real lesson is this: your vitality isn't lost to time. It's shaped every morning by what you put on your plate and in your cup. Change the habit, and you change the flow. If you recognized your own breakfast in this video, don't feel discouraged. Instead, see this as your chance to take back control. Tomorrow morning, skip the refined toast, the processed meats, or that carton of juice. Choose whole grains, fresh fruit, or a clean source of protein. Even one small change can open your circulation and bring back the energy you've been missing. If this video gave you clarity, please click like. It helps YouTube share this message with more men over 60 who need it. Don't forget to subscribe for more doctor-backed advice on circulation, vitality, and men's health after 60. In the comments, type the word morning if you'd like me to share a free, simple breakfast guide that supports healthy blood flow. I read every comment, and your feedback helps shape future videos. And in the next video, I'll show you which morning foods actually boost circulation and vitality, so you know exactly what to replace these hidden culprits with. Stay tuned. Disclaimer: this video is for educational purposes only and is not a substitute for medical advice. Always consult your physician before making dietary changes, especially if you have heart disease, diabetes, or are taking prescription medication.